Spencer, would you? Okay, so if you killed someone on accident, well, I'm going to assume if any of us killed someone on accident, we wouldn't try to get away with it. We would turn ourselves in. It was an accident.
Describe the accident, like a crime of passion, or you accidentally.
That's not an accident.
Right. I mean, like you got angry and pushed somebody, and they fell over, hit their head on a table, and cut themselves open and bled to death. The accident, or like you hit them with a car by accident. Like you didn't see them and like.
Well, I guess either of those cases. I want to get us to a place where we killed somebody and we want to try to get away with it.
This is conspiracy you're talking about.
We want to all talk about killing somebody. Let's pick a specific person. No, I mean, because obviously, I mean, you kind of bounce off of the thing. I mean, if I were somehow, indirectly like responsible for someone's death, I would immediately go. I would think to myself, well, one thing's for sure, doing anything other than the honest, confessional, like immediate turn myself in thing is just going to get me in trouble. I'm going to be, but I'm trying to think of like if I'm really in a place where I'm like, fuck, man, I got to get away with this murder.
If I crossed a line, I know for me, because you watch these things, you watch these shows, and you watch people in interrogation rooms. I think you have to be a certain kind of crazy to get away with lying about it. You have to be so cold in some way that I don't think I could actually get away with dissembling about it. I think that I would have to turn myself in because I would never, ever get away with lying. And I am a professional liar. I'm an actor. That's all we do for a living. I don't think I could pull it off.
I would never be able to. Like all that stuff, like the time and date stuff, like all the cops ask you, where were you then and where were you now? And all that stuff. I can't even get that stuff straight, like in reality. So I know if I killed somebody, then I'd have to create this timeline.
Well, see, that's the mistake, I think, right there. You don't do that. If your story's down pat, I think the regular human being doesn't know what they had for dinner last night and doesn't know where they were.
Yeah, but you have to forget that you killed somebody. You have to like leave that out of your like natural patter. So there has to be this like big block of like not knowing a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So you have to fabricate stuff to fill that.
Okay, so you don't have a boat. You drive a Prius. It's hard to get somebody into the
middle
back
of the city. Yeah.
Like, how do you?
Yeah,
Spencer, Spencer, you seem to have given this some idle thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, it all depends, right? I mean, what are you? Is it a crime of passion? Are you planning this? Do you have like a Rube Goldberg setup in your study, or?
Well, can we just say?
Why don't you pick one? Let's say it's second degree. It's not first degree. It's a second degree homicide.
Well, you've got to go, you just, the old, no. I read about recently you could cook down a pack of cigarettes into a nicotine paste, put it on a doorknob, and people touch it. Nicotine goes into their bodies and kills them.
What?
We do.
Try one of those, maybe. I don't know. It was in an old, military handbook, supposedly. Kill someone with a pack of cigarettes. I've heard like on Forensic Files or Datelines of people trying to nicotine poison people. I've never heard the doorknob. They probably read that thing.
It's so volatile that you can touch it and it goes through your skin, and that much nicotine does you in?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of nicotine. I mean, if you took all of the nicotine in a pack of cigarettes at once, you'd be in bad shape. It's like Thank You for Smoking, that quality comedy.
I'm asking about, like, just take my word for it. You're in a situation where there's a body on the floor of your home, and you turning yourself in, you've decided is not an option.
Well, I'd hope there's no blood everywhere.
Well, I mean, I'll leave.
Let's say there's no blood spatter.
But there is a 200-pound human being.
You got to Breaking Bad that shit, with the plastic tub and the acid. You could get fucking acid, man. You could get acid at Home Depot.
But then there's there's records, there's cameras of you in Home Depot buying that shit.
You find a hobo.
Hobos talk, Spencer.
Hobos don't talk to nobody.
Unless you.
Well, hobos talk, but if you watch Empire, hobos only talk in cryptic, like, Egyptian riddles. They're like threshold guardians for police.
No, but okay.
The one-eyed Jack crows at midnight.
Well, that's why it depends. I mean, I'd hope if you were going to murder someone, you put in the due diligence to, go cruising around parking lots until you find parking lot without security cameras, and then you cruise around and find a Home Depot without cameras, and then you go in and you use cash only to buy muriatic acid. You know, I mean, we're talking about getting away with murder here. It's not just, oh, I killed someone, let me go find out the nearest Home Depot.
No, but now we're talking about first degree. You thought about this before you killed the person. We're talking about, oh shit, I got a dead body. I haven't scouted out every cameraless Home Depot.
Well, it's a bad move to just randomly kill someone.
Well, I don't. You guys are going back and forth though. We finally got him to start talking about how to get rid of the body.
Okay.
Let's not distract him
so
with
murder. Body on the.
I want to know how to find a Home Depot with no security cameras. This is where we start to get into lawsuit territory.
Right.
It's all for educational purposes. Anyone acting on this is not doing anything we condone. Okay, that's out of the way.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to know. There's security cameras everywhere.
There's everywhere.
Just everywhere.
You know, you say that, but when we were in Texas, I was finding awfully lots of areas with no security cameras. So I think it's doable. I mean, maybe not in Citiesburg, Los Angeles.
Where are you going to go get muriatic acid without a camera pointed right at your face 10 times?
I mean, a lot of places. I don't know. Ace Hardware on High Street, for instance, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're going to go acid in the tub?
There's different ways to do it. I mean, well, maybe acid in the tub, or you do the little, like what the Mexican warlords are doing, where you just burn them in like gas in an oil drum. You know, something like that.
Right. It's fucking cold, man.
You got to get away with it. That's the whole point. If you're not going to do it, just go to the police.
Don't
just
you think
save everyone some trouble.
We always talk. We're worried about handguns. We're worried about nuclear power. We're worried about the environment. We're worried about all these things that we think are ticking down to midnight. Relatively, like at some point, someone might invent just like a disintegration ray. Like that you can just point at shit and make it disappear. Like, don't you think that the entire justice system is based on the fundamental unspoken assumption that you have to do certain things to cover up a crime? And what if people start to figure out, like, something gets invented that's like, oh, this handy dandy little doozy doodle, like it disintegrates matter. It turns it back into atoms, and we're like, yay, garbage is gonna go away. But then meanwhile, it's like, yay, habeas corpus is impossible.
If you can trace a firearm, you should be able to trace the disintegration ray way better.
Yeah, you need some heavy bureaucracy if you had a. I mean, even if there wasn't,
I don't know, man. I don't know if the founding fathers would have wanted that. I think that.
I mean, we can't even clear. We can't even clone people, though. Like, if a disintegration ray shows up, I mean, you can believe there's going to be some moratoriums or something.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're going to be alarmed about it, but I'm saying it's going to be a catastrophic thing. Like, we've had firearms, which are basically they're just like a screwdriver that can, throw baby screwdrivers at something. It's like... It's just a tool. It happens to be a very dangerous tool. Like it's designed to like put holes in people, which tends to kill them. And that's a big deal. And that's been around for 300 or more years, and we're still trying to figure it out. But like there was a day when that shit got invented. No, I take that back. There wasn't a day when that shit got invented, and it was back when we were pretty barbaric as a people anyway. Like the first guns were just like extra fast arrows. Like, why deal with the length of an arrow when you can shorten it down to an arrowlet? Now with smoke, but like. Next Wednesday, someone at MIT could go, hey, I invented a wand that you tap your dog with and it disappears. Probably not. It probably requires more of the difficulty than I'm thinking.
The science, like the conservation of energy and stuff like that, like it would be hard to just eliminate something completely.
Yeah.
I mean, don't worry about that. It's not really
Spencer,
ethics.
that's all I worry about.